Hi everyone, my name is Darby Alday and I am an extension agent at the UTTSU Extension Office in Giles County. And today we're actually going to play in my garden. But before we go to the garden to play, there's a few supplies that you'll need. You'll need something to time with, so I have a stopwatch. You'll need a ruler. You'll need dish soap and a teaspoon, something to dig with, a marker, water, a sieve, a glass container, and you'll need some soil. So let's go to the garden and grab our soil. Hi everyone, we're here in the garden and it's the spring and it's time to start planting your vegetable garden. And so you can see that we've kind of got ours worked up. It's a little bit wet, so we're not going to do a whole lot in it right now, but I'd like to know what my soil texture is, what kind of soil we're going to be planting in, because that makes a difference. So what you're going to do with our experiment that we're doing today is you're going to come in and you're going to dig some of your soil, you're going to put it in your little container, and then we're going to go back to the porch and do our experiment. Hi everybody, we're back at the porch and I'm going to let you look at my soil sample right here, and as you can tell it's pretty wet, it's pretty muddy. So I actually have some soil that I took a couple of days ago and it's pretty dry for me to be able to use. And what we are going to try to figure out is what the makeup of our soil is. And soil is made up of sand, silt, and clay. And so we're trying to see what kind of mixture we have or what texture our soil is. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our empty jar and we're going to put it in, or put it down. We're going to grab our sieve and we're going to put some of our dirt in there, and then we're going to kind of tap on it so that it will sift through there, so that it will remove all of these rocks that we don't want to have in our soil sample there. It'll remove the big sticks, the leaves, or any other big debris out of here. And this will take you just a little bit of time. And so in order to save a little time today, I already have some sifted, and you want to fill about a third of the way up on your jar, which I have right here. Your next step is to take your water and you're going to fill it up, but you want to leave just a little bit of room at the top, so that you'll have a little room to do a little shaking there. Then you want to take and put 2 teaspoons of dish soap in there. That helps to break up all the things that are in there. You want to put your lid on there, and then you're just going to shake, shake, shake till you make a good slurry. And this will probably take about 3 minutes to get a good slurry going on. All right, so it has been 3 minutes, as you can see on my stopwatch there. You can look at my container here, and it is all mixed really well. And so now what we want to do is we want to put it on a flat surface, and we want to time it for another minute, and we're going to see what we have after that minute. The bottom layer that we will have at that minute will be sand. So we are back. We have let it sit for about a minute. So now what I want to do is I want to come in here and I'm going to mark my line where my stuff has settled out. This is my sand. This is what I have after 1 minute. This is my coarse sand that has settled out. Now we're going to start our watch again. And we are going to time for 2 hours. At 2 hours, we're going to come back and we're going to make another mark, and that is our silt. And then we will wait another 48 hours, and we will come back, and that will tell us how much clay we have in our soil. See you in just a little bit. So it has now been 2 hours that we have waited. So now we're going to come over here to our bottle, and we're going to mark our next line. And our first line was probably a little bit off on that one, but right there is our 2 lines. Now we're going to wait for 48 hours, and we'll come back and see where it settles out, and we'll see how much clay we have in there. Hi everybody, it's been 48 hours and we're back. We're going to check where our level is for our 3rd level, and it is right there. You can see the different layers that we have, and this last one is our clay level. So now what we need to do is we need to take our ruler, and we're going to use the centimeter measurement on this, and we're going to measure the first layer that we have. And our first one hits right about 1.5 centimeters of sand. So I've got it written down back here. And then we're going to measure our second layer, and it is about 1 centimeter. And I have it written down. That is our silt layer. And then our next layer is about 1/2 centimeter, and that is our clay level. So I have put it down. So all total, from top to bottom, we have about 3 centimeters of settlement there. And as you can tell, we still have some dirty water in there, so everything hasn't completely settled out, but the majority of it is. So now we're going to use our soil texture triangle to determine what kind of soil that we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what our percentage of sand, silt, and clay are, and then we're going to plug them in to our triangle. Let me calculate now. Okay, I have done my calculations. I have 1.5 centimeters of sand divided by the 3 centimeters gave me 50%. 1 centimeter of silt divided by 3 centimeters overall gave me 33% on the silt, and 1/2 centimeter of clay gave me a percentage of 16. So now what we need to do is we need to come over here to our triangle, and we're going to use these numbers. So the first one that we're going to find is our sand, and our sand is at 50%. Sand is on the bottom of the triangle, so 50% is right there. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to find our silt. And our silt is on this side, and it is at 33%. So 30 is right here. So 33 is going to be somewhere in that line right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over to this other side, and we've got our clay. And our clay is at like 16. So we have 10 here and 20 here. So 16 is probably going to fall somewhere around in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw lines to where they all fit together. And on this one, they're going to intersect right here, kind of in this loam area. And so this tells us that our soil should be a loam. And loams are good to use. And why you want to know the soil texture is for 3 really big reasons. Number 1 is to find out the water holding capacity of your soil. You want to know how much water it will retain and how long it will retain it. Sand, you know, it tends to go through it pretty quick, but clay tends to hold a whole lot of water. And sometimes plants don't like to have their feet wet, but they do like to have water. So, you know, you don't want a lot of sand, but you may not want to have a whole lot of clay either. The next thing that you want to know is the permeability of it. You want to know how much water and how much air can go through it, how much can pass, because plants also have to breathe. So they have to have the water, but they also have to have air. And the third one that you have to have is soil workability. When can you work on the soil? When can you get out in it? If you have a high clay content in your soil, then after a rain, you probably don't want to go and work in that soil. Otherwise, you're going to have some of these big, hard clods that, you know, you can't really do a whole lot with. And then that makes it really hard to plant things in it when you have your soil and it's full of these clods. At the end of this video, I'm going to share you a couple of links with you all so that if you want to do this experiment or to learn some more about this, you can do it. I hope you've had fun walking through my garden and learning about soil texture.